Hey y'all, listen, I'm a tad bit behind, but we are going to be catching up as I am watching Love is Blind UK. Okay. Listen, make sure you come in, support the video, like up the video, and we'll get into some things. Okay. I have just finished episode one. So that is the episode that I am going to start with when it comes down to giving this review. Okay. So let us find the first couple that is up. Is this the right one? Yes. Okay. So this is giving Catherine and Freddie. I don't know about Catherine, y'all. Catherine, I feel like Catherine gonna end up making me mad just a little bit. Okay. No. Okay. Because I ain't really like what she had said at the end of the episode when she was talking about Ali and my girl, Demi. Okay. Talking about she don't really see them in the outside world together. I'm like, girl. And then some say, oh, let me be quiet. Girl, Catherine, bitch. Anywho. So what we learned about Freddie, all right, because they're like the first two to link up, and Freddie is a funeral director child. So all of the ladies that he came across was pretty much weirded out by that. But the thing is, okay, and good luck for him, is that Miss Catherine, who happens to be a dental nurse, she seems to not be bothered by it as much in my personal, okay? She seems to be cool. They seem to be vibing or whatnot. And they do seem to have some things in common where he mentions going to the gym twice a day. And she was like, I know what you're gonna say. You go twice a day, don't you? And he was, oh my God, yes, 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 yes. So basically what it's giving is that she likely goes twice a day too, so she can understand where he was coming from. But anywho, what he lets us know is that, he does have a little brother and he also has a little sister, and his little brother has Down syndrome. Now, being that she is a dental nurse and she also does like some I believe she like teaches people how to swim or something like that. She also teaches children that have Down syndrome, how to swim as well. Okay. So that's a plus side, okay, to know that this is a person that already works with children that are in that same situation. So him having a little brother with that wouldn't be uncommon for her, right? So that's cool, okay. Now, next up, now we see Miss Ollie. I'm sorry, not Miss Ollie, but Miss Catherine. She done sat up here and linked up with Ollie. Okay, and she is really liking her some Ollie. Now Ollie said the people said he looked like Craig David, and I said I could see that just a little bit. I can see that just a little bit. I think that his face is a mixture of a lot of people. Now we do know that Ali is 32 and he's a software sales. Okay, he's in software sales. All right. Now she wants her marriage to be with somebody she really can have a good time with. Okay. She says that when it comes to listening to Ali talk, his voice is really, really drawing her in. So she's really feeling him. When I hear his voice, it does make me think of Miguel from Love is Blind, I have to say. Now he says people tell him he looks like Craig David. I can kind of see that in a mixture with other people. Now, there's that. Not a whole lot going on, really this episode. We just getting to know a few of the couples, who they're meeting with. I'm not jotting down every single thing that comes out of their mouth, but I am jotting down just a few things that may stick out that I happen to grasp as I'm taking my notes or whatnot, right? So the next person we end up seeing Ali link up with is my girl, Miss Demi. Okay. And I do like Demi, and I hope that Demi does find her love, considering the fact that Demi says that a lot of dudes see her as like a friend, and they often friend zone her because she's a person that enjoys like sports and being active in certain ways and stuff. So like she plays football, which is like soccer over there from my understanding. So the guys, like, based on the activities and the different things that she's into, I think she also says that she does boxing, where Ali says that he boxes as well. So with that, people kind of, discard her a little bit, and I'm hoping that she finds somebody that sees more in her. In my personal, we shall see. Okay. Now, Miss Demi happens to be 30 years of age, and she's into safeguarding and attendance managing. All right. Now, when it comes down to wanting a family, he says that he does want a family, but he doesn't want to hang up having a family and kids and all of that on his happiness, because he does understand at where we are today, it can be very challenging for people to conceive a child. So he doesn't want to make it his end all be all. And if it doesn't happen, then he's miserable and he's sad, he's not happy about it, or whatever the case is. So it is what it is, and she really appreciates his mindset and how he feels about that. Okay. um what else? He also tells her that one thing he feels that's important when it comes to a marriage is friendship. He's enjoying the vibe that he's getting with Demi at this time, and he feels like when it comes to marriage and friendship, he feels like he has a friendship in her right there. So he feels like they definitely connected. He goes back to tell the guys, and he like, listen, I'm liking me some damn Demi, and I'm liking me some Catherine. Demi, her vibe, I'm really, really liking where she is now. Catherine is giving off more of a sexual vibe, and that ain't bad either. But you could tell they got that type of chemistry, okay? And Catherine is also feeling Ollie as well. Okay, but it seems like she may be feeling Freddie too, just a bit. So I don't know. It's up in the air. We'll have to see. Now, one of the couples that I have grown to really like in my personal is Sabrina and Steven right out the gate. Now, I don't know if it's going to be this way forever, but I like how they are vibing with each other, and I like how they faced like an issue, but we're able to kind of like come together and be like, it's all good. We can work through this type thing away. So basically, what he lets us know is that, like, first of all, let me say this: he's a gym owner. He does own his own gym, whereas she is a marketing and communications director. Okay. And what we learned is that his parents used to be on and off at some point, throughout his life. He also mentioned how he went to an all boys school. And because he's been around more men than he's been around women, he doesn't really know how he's fully in touch with his own feelings, or does he know how to even talk to girls because he's been around the guys so much, right? Is what he was saying. Now, that's that. Now, they do have a lot of things in common, though, as far as like, working out and doing meditation and things. Now, she ain't with the cold showers and stuff, but they do have gratitude journals that they both, write in or whatever. So he really likes Sabrina. He's like, damn, like it's really rare to meet a woman that has like very close similarities as me. So it's great. Okay. I'm liking them right out the gate. So we'll see how it's going to continue to progress. But at this point, everybody is dating everybody. So we get to know some fly by night type of characters. They don't keep the camera on them long enough to really divulge the whole interaction of them. But they're just letting us know, like, hey, this time everybody's mixing, they're mingling, they're getting to know different people. So that's exactly what we are. Now, we do come across Sam and was it Sam and Jasmine, I believe it was. Yeah, we come across Sam and Jasmine. Let me tell y'all right out the gate. I don't know about Sam. I feel like Sam is weird as hell. He's very awkward. I'm hoping that Jasmine does not choose him ultimately. He's just weird, right? So he's a product manager, whereas she is a mental health nurse. Now, what we learned about Sam right out the gate is that he wasn't always happy with what he saw in the mirror. So he decided that he was gonna go get some work done. And one of the things he got done was a nose job. Okay. And ain't no telling what the hell else Sam got done. Sam is giving to me that he probably used to be the fat kid at some point, right? And then he started to work out, started to slim down. He started to, like his body. And then once he liked his body, he realized I don't really like my nose. So he went and got his nose done. He hasn't always been confident. He's always been that awkward kid, now adult. Okay. But anywho, that's what's going on with him. He's getting to know Jasmine and stuff. And I think she mentioned like affection or something like that. And I guess like, one person that's affectionate or whatever. And then he says something about, oh, he's always heard that he was a good kisser or whatever the case. And I'm just like, I guess, child. Okay. I guess like, did she really need to know that information? But okay. But that was like one of the first things that he said or whatever. So he says he knows he has a lot to give. He just wants someone to give him a chance. So basically, it seems like he's often being turned down by women. He doesn't have a way with the women, and that's what is given. And she's like, well, why would you say that? He says he thinks the girls look on his Instagram and think that he's looking for like one night or somebody like I'm looking for a one night stand or whatever. But she's like, okay, so for that to happen, do you like give off F boy energy? And he's like, nah. She's like, okay, so then why would you say that? I mean, I guess they look on my Instagram and they think this and they think that. And I'm like, Sam, baby, you full of shit. You just over here talking, you just lying. I feel like the girls aren't really interested in you because you're probably weird. And I don't know what it is. I can't put my hand on it, but in time, we are going to find out more about Sam because some ain't right. Some ain't like the whole conversation he was having with her just seemed off, and it seemed like he was leaving out details about himself. And it just wasn't making sense as to you just need somebody to give you a chance. If the girls would think that you're looking for a one night stand and how you look. I guess on Instagram, maybe he got his body all over the place. Maybe they feel like he full of himself because he's showing off his body and how far he's come or something like that. Maybe that's what he's meaning as to why the girls won't give him a chance. But I feel like girls would like guys like that. That's, you know what I'm saying? They got the nice body that's looking good and stuff like that. Why would they not want to talk to you? Why would they be fully turned off by a man that does that? Only wants a one night stand. Like I don't know. I don't have time. I don't have time. Something's off with Sam, and that's just where it is. Okay. Now Sam links up with Nicole. Okay. I believe Cole is in marketing. I believe she's like brand and marketing. And of course, he's a product design manager. Now, she asked him if he was 90 years of age and someone looks back on his life, what will they see? And it was weird because he didn't necessarily answer the question, but he went into talking about a book and how great and amazing the book would be. And I'm like, okay, I am so confused. Like, anyway, I don't know, y'all. Please leave y'all thoughts on Sam, okay? And y'all may have gotten further into the season than me to know what it is about Sam that's off, but I'm gonna uncover it. I don't know when, but he ain't right. Okay. She tells him he's scaring her because he's saying all of the right things, but it's making her afraid. And I can see why, because he's overdoing it. He's doing too damn much. Okay. It don't seem like he really being himself. He's telling you what it is that he thinks that you would want to hear, knowing that he just gives off this vibe that, yeah, he's telling you what you want to hear. Then when you get with him, you're gonna see how much of a damn liar he is. Girl, it's ain't here for Sam. Meanwhile, child. Okay, let's keep going. Meanwhile, Miss Nicole ends up meeting with Benaya. I think that's how you say that name. That's real interesting. Nicole and Benaya. I'm like, well, now what kind of name? I ain't mad at it. Whatever. So, anywho, this is Benaya, y'all. He's a structural landscaper, and he says that he is technically homeless. All right, and she like, don't you think that's kind of like not a great thing? And he's like, no, not really, really homeless for real. He said, what it is that I'm a freelancer. So basically, I house hop depending upon where the job is, and the job requires a lot of travel for me. So that is what's going on with him. Now, although she works in corporate, she does says that she, it's just a place for her to like set up the life that I guess she really wants. Okay. And she hopes to also have that awkward living lifestyle at some point as well. Okay. So that's something that we learn about Miss Nicole, okay, and Benaya. Now let us go ahead and move on because I do want to get back to Sabrina and Steven, okay, because they did link up the next day. And I feel like when you meet up with a person again the next day, that's a good sign they really feeling you, they liking you. Don't mean it's gonna last, don't mean that they're gonna propose, but it's a good thing. Okay, so they meet again the next day, and he tells her that he was a bit emotional after meeting her yesterday, and they're both wearing jewelry from their grandparents. Her granddad passed away, and I believe that her grandmom passed away, and I believe his granddad may have, but they both have items from somebody that they love. So they're holding on to that. So that was another thing they have. So they seem to have a good connection. He asked her about children and things because he's really feeling her. You know what I'm saying? He really, really likes her. And she says, listen, I just want a strong marriage foundation. But I'll tell you this, if I did not have kids, I'd be okay with it. Baby, that kind of hit him with a blow because he's like, what? If you don't have kids, you'll be okay? Because I want kids. All right. And the fact that you seem to be a bit indifferent about it is kind of like, it doesn't make me feel confident at all. Now, they end up linking up again and they had a talk. And what happens is he says this, he says, I know I'll be a good dad. And that's what I want. And so she's being very honest with him. And she's like, listen, I just feel like I'm supposed to have a real strong marriage first at the end of the day. And she says, I'm 35 now, in 4 years, I'll be 39. And that'll be the age that I think I would want to have kids after really being with my partner, getting to know them, making sure everything is great. Then I'm going to want to have kids. And I don't know if I'll be able to conceive those children naturally. But I'll tell you one thing, I'll be open to surrogacy and adoption. And just off of hearing that, he was like, I bet, cool, I'm with it then. I'm on board. That's what I want to hear. And I'm like, is it? I feel like you just took that as an answer because it's like, well, at least she kind of opened the kids. Let me just go ahead and rock with it. But I'm sure he's going to want her to actually have their children. Okay. But hopefully should they be together and they want to have kids, hopefully there will be absolutely no issue with her conceiving and bringing, her babies forth. All right. Now, Sabrina does open up about her dad. And it was really sad to hear this because she says that her dad hasn't been around since she was 13. Her parents were together. Then he ended up, they divorced. When she, when she was like 13, they ended up divorcing. And when her dad left, he didn't really contact her much. And I guess she realized like the only time they talked was when she reached out to him. So she decided to not hit him up just to see what would happen. And what ended up happening was that her daddy never contacted her again. And I felt really bad for her. I was like, oh my God, that is so sad. Right? Only to find out this is much worse. Okay. Much, much worse. Only to find out that her mom came to her and say, hey, baby girl, got something to let you know. That man that you thought was your dad is actually not your dad. Okay. So she says she's named after a guy that she doesn't know. And something else she was saying about, not knowing who her dad was. So it was really sad. And that's why she kind of has her guard up. Cause I think that yeah, she may think about being abandoned when it comes to, men. So she tries to have her guard up to protect herself. Okay. He opens up about his past relationship, which was sad. I guess to let her know that I know what it feels like to kind of like be left or something similar. I guess, I know what it feels like to have your heart broken, basically. And he says that he had a girlfriend that he was with for a really long time, and she ended up having a tumor, and he stayed by her side. And 8 months after being diagnosed with that tumor, which I'm believing was likely cancer, she broke up with him. He said he literally watched her fighting for his life, and then she broke up with him. And it was crazy. He was expecting to be with her through everything. And she was like, nah. And I'm sure that the reason why she broke up was from him was just in case she were to pass away or something. I think she wanted to free him of that relationship so he can move forward. And, it definitely hurt him. Ultimately, but that's one thing that he wanted to express. So you could see them, being on the surface and then talking about things that, they can relate to in life, and then getting even deeper with things that may have happened in life that may have altered them a bit. And I like it. I like them so far. I think that Sabrina and Steven are just maybe a likable couple. All right, for the rest of this season. At least that's what I'm hoping. Okay. Now, let's go back to Jasmine and Sam. Okay, let's get back to them real quick. Now, she tells him that she had a few doubts about the things that he said about how people perceive him. He tells her that beauty is skin deep and what's inside is more important. And I'm like, is it really? Because if it was more important, then you wouldn't have changed your outer appearance. Okay. See, Sam is a little liar. Girl, Sam is Sam gotta go. I don't think Sam can be trusted at all. Okay, but anywho, child, let us go ahead and move on. Who else do we have? Oh, Jasmine. There was Jasmine. I'm gonna leave a picture here on Jasmine because I don't think I have a picture of Jasmine and Bobby. Okay. But Jasmine ended up linking up with this guy named Bobby, and he works on cruise ships. And actually, let me see. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so this happens to be Bobby. All right. Now he works on cruise ships and he doesn't want to not he doesn't want to do that forever though. That's the thing. She ends up having a good date with Bobby. Everything seems to go well. Although he was good with hold on one second. Although it was good. Oh yeah. So although it was good with Sam, she was saying that something is still telling her not to go that route when it comes to Sam. And I think that she should listen to her inner. Whatever that thing is that's telling you that Sam ain't it, listen to it because he's not. He is very awkward, and I do feel like he is indeed a liar. But that's just my personal. Okay. Now let's go back to Benaya and Nicole because he lets us know that he been single since 2012. What the fuck? You got 20? So it took you 12 years, and you sitting over here talking about something you struggled to open up for 12 damn years, and you gonna bring your ass on this show? I'm sure your job plays a factor too, because you always on a damn go as well, but you ain't been trying to settle down with nobody for 12 years. Benaya, baby, do you even want a relationship? What the hell you got going on over there, Benaya? All right. Now she asked him, are you ever gonna like settle down? I know you be like house hopping and doing all of this traveling, but when you get a partner, is you gonna chill the hell out? He gonna say, listen, I mean, I would like to have a base. Okay. That man said a base. That means a place that he visits, that he calls home, but he ain't gonna never be there for real. Okay. He says traveling is escape for him because when he was younger, he had a difficult childhood and it affected, his confidence and stuff. So when he's traveling, he feels better, he feels free, and he doesn't have to really, I guess, stress about what one may think of him or whatever the case is. All right. So that's what Benaya is talking about. I do question if Benaya is telling the truth about his career or if he's just saying that, okay, to see how the ladies are going to respond. I don't know, but okay then, Benaya. Benaya, you got me looking at you sideways, baby, talking about you haven't had nothing successful, or not even so much as successful. It's the fact that you've struggled to open up for 12 years for me. Okay, that is a problem, honey. But anywho, okay, let's get back to Catherine and Freddie. I like Freddie, and if Freddie doesn't end up with Catherine, I want Freddie to end up with somebody. Freddie is handsome, and he seems like he's a sweetheart. And I'm hoping, matter of fact, I would like to see Freddie and Jasmine. I don't even want to see Jasmine with Bobby. I don't want to see her with Sam. I want to see Freddie and Jasmine and see if that could be a thing. But anywho, Freddie and Catherine, she's stuck on Freddie. You know what I'm saying? Even though she's also stuck on Ollie, she's over there crying because their grandparents actually have the same name. I believe that both of their grandparents' names were Bill and Mary. And I'm over here like, you crying and emotional because you're like, oh my God, how ironic. And bitch, I'm over here like, could y'all be related in some capacity? But anyway, girl. All right. Now let's go back and get to Catherine and Ollie. Because she says when she talks to Ollie, it's like it's giving he's a man. That's what she likes about Ollie, the man energy. But also it's the sexual energy too. That's what she's getting from him in my personal. Okay. So yeah, child, that's that with them. Okay. Now let's go to Catherine and Demi because actually, before we get to Catherine and Demi, we got to go to Ollie. Okay, we got to go to Ollie and Demi because Demi feels like he's the one, but she doesn't want to be too open or too vulnerable. And she's like, I'm 100% all in. And he like, well, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not 100% all in right now because I like this other chick and it's really giving what it's supposed to be giving at this moment in my personal. All right. And I said, well, at least he was being honest. He says that he know exactly what it is that he wants, but he has to be honest and say that he's still interested in the other young ladies. So I'm like, Next thing you know, we see Miss Catherine over there in Demi's face asking her about Ollie. And I'm just like, Demi, don't tell her shit. Don't tell it's something about Catherine. Don't tell Catherine SHI. Don't tell her nothing. Okay. Demi says, listen, I don't always put myself first, but I'm at this place where I understand that she likes him. I know that he may feel the same way, but sometimes I got to be all for myself and I got to go after what it is that I want. And what I want is him. So it's like, that's what I'm going to focus on. I'm not going to be worried about this girl's feelings. Like, I like her. We're cool. We seem to be forging some type of friendship here. But let me tell you, I really like that guy. So I'm gonna go all the way in on that. And we're gonna see how it's gonna play out for Miss Demi. I hope that she gets what it is that she wants ultimately in the end. I really didn't like how Catherine was trying to throw shade on my girl, talking about saying, I don't see them being together on the outside. And it was given that, in my opinion, Catherine was trying to say that she don't really see him being Ollie's type. Okay. I guess maybe because she's she's kind of, I don't think she's that big at all, but maybe she's just a bigger than Catherine. Maybe her shoulders are more wide or whatever, like maybe she does give off a bit of a tomboy vibe, which is why Catherine said that. But I pray to God that Demi and Ollie connect so strong that Miss Catherine is sick about it, in all, in my opinion. Okay, now at the very end of this episode and the top of the next, I did only catch the ending and the very top just so I can get her response to this. But what we learned is that Stephen approaches Sabrina with a poem, and the poem is pretty much him asking her to marry him. Okay. The first episode cuts off. Start of the second episode, spoiler alert for people that haven't watched. He asked her to marry him and she says yes. I love that for them. I like them together. And typically, when it's the first couple that come together and they act, they marry or whatever, they, get engaged or whatever, we typically end up liking them more, I feel. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully things does work out and they don't get to the honeymoon and she starts showing her ass and he starts showing his, and it'd be a fiasco. Okay. But right now, I am feeling Sabrina and Steven at this time. Okay. I just wanted to come and give you guys a quick review. Let me know your thoughts about everything. Okay. We are going to get into more of Love is Blind UK. We're going to get into more of it. Let me know your thoughts, and I'm going to catch you guys in episode 2. Bye bye.